So this is pretty neat. We happen to be in Surfside, Texas, south of Houston, in the middle of January, and they have what they call Sand Dune, that's not really festival, Sand Dune Day. They take everybody's donated Christmas trees and they tie them to the beach so that the sand has something to gather on, because they've lost all of their sand dunes. So not only does it give them windbreak, water break, it gives habitats for animals, recycles Christmas trees. Everybody wins. She says that people donate from hundreds of miles away to have all their trees, and so we're gonna go stake down some Christmas trees. Point toward the ocean. There you go. We're gonna put the trees, point them to each other. All right, go get another one. Oh, try again.
All right.
I think I need to learn to tie my hair back better in the wind. Alright, now that it stopped blowing like the dickens, I'll explain to you a little bit more about the trees. We were laughing because the signs say, "Do not disturb the Christmas trees." Well, you know, that seems kind of ridiculous, except that they put the trees out to build the sand dunes, and kids come out and party, and they burn all the trees that they put out for the sand dunes. So that is why there's a fine for glass containers and disturbing Christmas trees. So let's play which one of these rows of trees is Mommy's. It could be perhaps the tree row that's going in the wrong direction.
I have filled it.
There was a lot of talk about whether the rows needed to be perpendicular to the ocean or parallel, so you have kind of a variety of each. It was important to leave room for the sea turtles to come up and lay their eggs in the spring. So in Alaska, we are used to having kind of these green-blue waters, and it was really surprising to get here and find brown water.
Yeah, thanks, Mississippi River.
Andrew did a little research, and the water that flows into the Gulf this direction comes from Mississippi River, which is really muddy.
Yeah.
But if we were on the other side, we'd have beautiful blue water that you could see through when you're standing in it.
If you go down farther south on Texas on the coast, it gets clearer. But apparently right here where we are, it's just a mud fest.
Yeah, poor Nathan. We're trying to have him wait until high tide when he's closer to the RV to swim. It's killing him. It's absolutely killing him. He just wants to play in the water. The other night, it was not the middle of the night, but it was totally dark. The moon was out. It was, how many degrees? It was 40 degrees and blowing.
I think it was a little warmer than 40 degrees.
It wasn't very warm. Nathan was out there in shorts, swimming like totally an Alaska boy, because nobody else is doing that in January.
This little, I don't know if it's, oh, it is still alive. See?
Give that like 13 seconds.
You see the leg right there?
What is that?
Hello, little guy.
What
It's a
is
hermit
it?
crab.
It's a hermit crab. They use other things. Well,
That's just a walk.
it also looks like a clam, though.
That just looks like a walk.
The thing's sticking
I don't
out.
see
They call it their tongue, right?
I don't see anything.
Maybe
What
he's-
is that?
Touch his foot.
Maybe he's eating the snail.
What is that?
I think it's a hermit crab, but it also looks like there's another creature in there.
That's eating?
Here, hold it.
No. Close.
Nathan's on a never-ending quest to make good steps for our RV. He's doing a good job. He's been working at it really hard. much sand. Don't get me wrong, hanging out on the beach all day is really fun, but sometimes we have to come into the nearest town and dump and fill up on water. We do laundry, we call it chore day. They're pretty nice though. It's nice to come check out some new things and see neighborhoods. So that's a few more groceries than we normally get, but that's because I actually went to Dollar Tree. You always get in trouble going to Dollar Tree. And I got some baskets because I'm going to rearrange my spice situation. So I'll have to show that to you too. Nathan was looking for rocks while we dump. And he went to check out this pile of something. It was a big pile of ants. It's the first anthill we've seen on our trip. Nathan's first anthill. I managed to get the lid on using 2 rocks. I think I'm gonna wash the ants off the edge and I'm gonna tape the box closed. Still not sure this is a good idea. Well, apparently we did the trees wrong because they came out here and moved all the ones. I copied the guys next to me and they moved them all parallel to the beach. In Alaska, the tides, in particular places like Seward and Homer, can vary quite a bit. Well, the Anchorage tide is really, there's a huge difference between high tide and low tide, but when the tide comes in, it's real far up on the beach. When it goes out, it can be like a quarter mile out there, like really far out. When you go clamming, it's a long way out to the ocean. Here, we've noticed that the tide in and out does not change on the beach very much, but today, it has come in really close to where we're camping. It's really nice for Nathan to have the opportunity to swim and feel like he's still close by. How's Operation Take the Trash Out going? Over?
Good. Over.
I'm so sorry, your accent is very thick. Is it possible to not have it? Over?
I see you. You're doing a good job. Over. When we started planning for our trip, one of the big decisions you always have to make is what stays and what goes, because you're going to downsize all your things. And everybody had to kind of pick their favorite things. Nathan picked out toys that were most important. Andrew wanted his guitars and some things like that. I wanted my spices, and I have quite a few of them. So I knew that I was going to have to find a way to get them to fit in the RV, and if it meant that I had to leave something else behind, then by all means, that's what I would do. But I lucked out in that we found this great space that used to have 4 drawers in it. They were all junky and falling apart. One of the very first things I did was take those drawers out and put some shelves. They're not awesome shelves, but it gave me space for these 2 boxes that I brought. And if you watched our video about leaving Alaska in toque, I had the chance to finally resort everything and put them all in the new jars. The new jars are great. The problem is that I have 2 layers deep in each of these boxes, and I kind of organized according to alphabet and some things like that. But then by the time we started using it and tearing it in and out, you know, with this space, long story short, it's not very well organized anymore. So, and then I bought a few things along the way. I'm going to see if I can reorganize everything using these baskets instead. I can put a few of them in each one. Hopefully I can get them in and out. So we'll have to see how it goes. So obviously it's still a work in progress, but maybe it's better. If nothing else, maybe it's just a little more user-friendly. So we'll get it straightened out one of these days. So this is minorly inconvenient. Last night it rained like the dickens and we left a window open. And it was the window right over Nathan's enzymes. And so I've lost as many as 5 enzymes out of every box that was filled. Fortunately, they weren't all completely filled. It's wasting like an hour and a half of my day. Well, we've been enjoying the ants in here. We put some sand in there. But I think it is time to let the ants go. Alright, we're back at the ant hill. Looking at how they fixed it up a little bit.
Hey, there's no ants.
You don't see any ants?
No.
Here. We told the lady that we're giving her back her naughty ants.
Hey, there's a lot of ants.
Oh!
What?
Yeah, you give them a shake and they show up. Yeah, the ants are inside there, weren't they? We did have a lot of ants in there. They were just hiding, so...
We look like we have...
Not too many escaped.